Welcome, I'm Magic, co-head brewer here at Bear Bottle.
Lester, co-founder of Bear Bottle.
And today we're going to be talking about Galaxy Dust. In the lead up to our anniversary, this is one of our most classic Bear Bottle beers. We don't actually get to brew it very often, so I'm really excited to be talking about this today.
This was one of the original 5 or 6 beers that we had on opening day 6 years ago. It took a long hiatus.
2 hours later.
Very intense. I think it's like a light diesel with some kind of like underripe stone fruit, melon, a lot of orange too.
I think I get peach, but I'm also like staring at a peach on the can, so like the power of suggestion. And knowing like the history of this beer has always been kind of peachy.
You taste it, you kind of get some apricot and like nectarine.
Very like, yeah, it's very summer stone fruity.
Ah, that hits just right. The hop like lingers in a very soft way on your palate. Drinking really nice.
It's a little bit more pillowy than kind of previous iterations.
I think Galaxy is one of those hops that can actually carry a beer, and especially a hazy, without getting too much into the science.
It's actually very scientific. I won't go into it right now, but
Galaxy does provide a lot of the compounds that make for a good hazy and do provide the mouthfeel that you're looking for. There are hops that do not do that. And so when you use something like Galaxy, it will naturally give you that pillowiness, even in a beer as dry for us as this beer actually is.
Even before we opened Bear Bottle, this came from a homebrew competition in San Francisco. We hadn't like really heard of Giga Yeast at the time. So Giga Yeast was a local kind of yeast bank supplier. You know, looking at the character of the yeast strain, they mentioned like stone fruit, kind of peachy vibes. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And kind of in the back of my head, you know, Galaxy was just like becoming popular and accessible to homebrewers at the time too. It was also described as kind of a peachy vibe. So I thought, oh, like, wouldn't that be fun to start combining a yeast ester with a hop ester? Hazy IPAs like weren't even like, oh, this is a style that I want to like replicate or want to do. I think it was one of those things where the beer never cleared up, and I'm like, hey, the beer is hazy, so I just like left it at that. Kind of like signaled a little bit of a change for us too when we couldn't brew it anymore. This is what people kind of began to know us as, and they liked it, but the problem that we ran into was we ran out of Galaxy hops. Been this like big like weaving path of discovery of trying to figure out what is the style that we like, what is the style that our customers like, that our accounts like, that the taproom drinkers like.
For a long time, people kind of came to know us as, oh, you guys make that drinkable hazy.
The original version, and this may just be like revisionist history.
My name is
Lester from Bear Bottle.
You're listening to the first episode of my podcast, Revisionist History.
Came off as a little bit sweeter, more like peach ring gummy. That's kind of the beauty of working with hops and agricultural products is, without a doubt, the hop has changed. Tastes appreciably different. When Galaxy was popular 5-6 years ago, it almost tastes a little bit more mature, more like hops taste, versus I think in the beginning it kind of tasted so different than any other hop tasted. That's kind of what got people hyped up about Galaxy.
When we switched from the Giga Yeast Conan, which is the heady topper strain, to London 3, kind of revamped the recipe, and we took it as an opportunity. At the time, Strata was probably one of our favorite hops. So instead of doing Galaxy 100%, we went Galaxy and Strata. At this scale, there is something to blending hops. You get more depth. It's still mostly Galaxy. It's about 2/3 Galaxy, 1/3 Strata.
What's something you feel like might make you feel accomplished in that next year of?
Can't wait to make more red ales. No. Playing with more hop products. As Lester knows, I've been playing a lot with a ton of the new advanced hop products out there, from Incognito to Cryo. There's some we haven't even touched yet, and how they can be included in our process to make better beer, and then how do we have to adjust those recipes.
I know we didn't get a chance to do it this year. Looking forward to our 7th anniversary. I'd love to, do another homebrew competition and get to know a few more home brewers that make great beer, and that to me is always like one of the most fun things. If anybody's around, the 6th anniversary party is this Sunday all day, so it'll be a lot of fun. We've got 4 really like awesome collabs.
It's Phil Emerson, formerly of Almanac. He's gonna come to the city, and we're brewing a rustic honey lager, completely spunded and carbonated using honey. Different than anything we kind of make right now. We've got a West Coast IPA with the West Coast Masters in Ghost Town. Talking about advanced hop products, we went really heavy in this beer, and it's super intense. Cryo, Incognito, Nelson, some really dank stuff in there. Really excited about that one. Original Pattern, They're making some amazing beer over in Oakland as well. We decided to make a hazy double IPA, and we kind of just talked about keeping it simple, keeping it easy, but picking what are our favorite hops. Galaxy being one of them in there, along with some of their Idaho 7, because they're really high on that hop. I think it's a really good amalgamation of the two breweries. Last but not least is Slice Brewing. After chatting at CBC, they got an award for Hazy Pale Ale. We got an award for a Hazy Double IPA, so why not meet in the middle and make a Hazy IPA? Same thing like with Original Pattern, just talking about our favorite hops and what we like and the way we combine them. I think it was a really fun learning opportunity with both of those breweries to kind of see how they approach hops. And so that beer is Nelson, Citra Cryo, and Strata. Some really good hop combinations, neither of which we had used before, and the beers came out awesome. Thanks for joining us on this deep space mission. This beer is out of this world.